It's the Riot Podcast, Thursday, April 20th.
Getting through April, guys. What are we doing here? Not like here, but like, hey, it's already, almost the end of April.
Already April 20th.
Flying by.
So in this podcast, you'll get Deep Al Brendel. They're a new band that we play on RadioU, which some just listen to this podcast. You don't even know we have like music and everything. We are a radio show. So if you want to check out Deep Al Brendel, check out RadioU.com and you can learn more about them also in this interview. Yes.
Today on the interview, today on the podcast, we talked all about grass.
Yeah.
We talked about artificial grass. We talked about sending grass to your exes and if that is appropriate or not.
And, well, it's not just artificial grass, but you can also just hardwood floor, carpet squares. That'd be a good one. But a unique take on getting back at an ex of yours.
We also talked about the national day for today, which is Lookalike Day. A day to talk about our doppelgangers.
Yeah, do you want to hear it?
Well, maybe. I don't know.
Do it.
You want to ruin my day?
Ruin her day. The show's over. She's about to leave anyway.
What is it? I'm going upstairs for 3 meetings.
No, but I'm about to leave.
Oh, there you go. Exactly. You're out of here.
All right, let me look it up. What do we got?
You should know what she looks like. It's, I sometimes think you look like Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay,
Depending on,
maybe.
She's gone through a lot of phases, though. So it depends what phase she's in.
Sure.
And how much makeup she's wearing.
I can totally see it.
Yeah, that's the only one that I've come to mind for you.
Some of these photos.
I have seen, I remember I saw an interview with her, and I'm surprised at how short she is, though. Like, she's extremely short.
She's probably shorter than you.
And I'm not short, so. So, all right, I'll take it. She's very talented.
Yes.
We did all of our lookalikes. People texted in lookalikes for us as well. We also talked about our death row meal. We talked about what your final meal would be if you were going to die.
A one from so many years ago has just popped back up in the news. I'm like, is that the biggest calorie-wise meal for a person who is on death row? And it's a weird topic.
Yeah.
Give us one item that would be in yours. One item.
Your last meal?
Your final meal. Just one item, though.
I'm having bread, I'll tell you that.
Mozzarella sticks.
Carbs.
Mozzarella sticks.
You said bread. If I can just get a loaf of bread, put me down.
I want fresh artisanal bread.
Got it.
I want a whole pizza with the crust, not a cauliflower crust. I don't want anything. No substitutions.
No substitutions on bread. I want the real thing.
I definitely think mozzarella sticks sounds good. You guys ever wonder, wait, what's yours?
Mine would probably be a Pizookie from BJ's.
Ooh,
Wow.
That's the cookie with the ice cream? Yeah.
Or a Grater's mint chocolate chip milkshake. I'll go down that way.
You guys ever wonder why we give people that are about to die a last meal?
I was thinking that same thing.
I think it's a nice thing.
But how nice are we supposed to be?
We don't do anything else nice for these death row people.
Okay, let's think of it like a compassion thing, because mostly they've just been in jail also for so many years.
Yeah.
And
you don't just go straight to death row.
And so it's like, this is your last meal that you're going to eat in life, so that's probably why.
I don't know. I feel like we're not that kind.
It is a weird, thing to do. It seems like something that we wouldn't do, but I guess they get it. It's kind of wild that you're about to be killed, and then because this guy, I mean, he just ordered everything, and they just went out and got it. They treated him like a king for like an hour, which is wild.
It does remind me a little bit like maybe he was just trying to make such a big order that they wouldn't be able to fill it. And so then he's like, you can't kill me until I have my last meal.
Or buying himself some extra time.
Every single last thing on this list. And it's like, sir, this is a truffle that's only found in Ukraine.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
he's like, I want Cane's bread. They're like, sir, we are not within hundreds of miles of a Cane's. Like, well, you're going to have to go get it. I'll be sitting here in the south till you find it.
Yeah.
Well, it's an awful thought to think of, but we think of it more in the podcast. So if you want to add to it, of course, text us at 877-2RadioU. I think a lot of the podcast today has some texting opportunities if you have a thought on something.
And then a big day tomorrow, too. We've got our Krispy Kreme Cookie Blast collection donut food fight, and that's all you need to know.
Okay, that's
all right.
everything.
See you guys.
Catch you next time.
Add a little riot to your Instagram feed. Follow at RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
Marathons are a crazy undertaking. 26.2 miles is a lot.
Yeah, most people will never get close to it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've DJ'd a marathon before, And it's crazy to see how many people do actually say that they can do it and go for it and do all that training, whatever. It's insane. So what's even crazier is some people, a marathon isn't enough for them, and they'll do an ultra marathon.
There's even there's a whole world of races that you would assume would kill you.
Yeah.
But people just are able to push their body that way.
An ultra marathon is typically 100 miles.
Can you imagine doing 100 miles?
100 miles. It says it takes most people about a day. They have to devote an entire, if you're going to complete an ultra marathon competitively or whatever, you're going to have to devote an entire day to it. And that means to train for it, you're also giving up several entire days to work on that. So
they say, just to have perspective of it, 100 miles is just slightly shorter than if you go from LA to San Diego. So can you imagine running or walking? You could never walk that. If you ran it, you'd have to be fast enough to go from there to there.
I bet you it'd take less time than driving between those two cities.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But obviously, if you're going to go to a competitive ultra marathon, there's some things where it's like, if you ain't cheating, it's you ain't trying. But for ultra marathons, everybody's putting in all this blood, sweat, and tears to run 100 miles. And then if you're going to cheat, you're going to be looked down upon so much.
Oh, someone cheated?
Someone at a ultra marathon in the UK, it's a woman named Joycia Zakurski. She actually finished third in the 2023 GB Ultras Manchester to Liverpool 50-mile race. She was only doing 50 miles. She finished third. She didn't even win.
Well, third's great. What did she do?
She got in a car for 2.5 miles.
Hey, you make it work. You know, you make it work.
Only 2.5. She didn't want to run too fast. Make it too obvious.
Well, I wonder why she would think she can get away with it, even though now they say she's cooperating.
Yeah.
So she's being honest with him, but she did go place third, so she wasn't honest then. But they say that she got in the car because she was feeling sick and tired on the race, wanted to drop out, and took the car ride. And it seems like they knew when the mapping data showed that she covered a mile of the race in 1 minute and 40 seconds.
Yeah, that's you can't do that. No runner's doing that.
Yeah.
But that's funny too. She gets in the car. She's like, I'm feeling pretty sick. I don't know if I want to keep doing this. And you get to rest for a while. And then it's like, oddly enough.
Wow, that was a fast mile.
Yeah, oddly enough, now I'm in third place. I think I can finish it. So.
I guess she's actually pretty well known in the running world.
I guess.
They say that this...
Now she's going to be really well known for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, they say her credibility now has really been shot.
You think this is how NASCAR started? People used to race, were just running, and then one guy got in a car and beat everybody, and they all had to get in cars to catch up.
No, I guess I always thought that was because they were running liquor or something. They were hiding stuff.
That also could be true. And I guess if you're running a long race, you wouldn't run it in a circle.
True, that's true.
But I don't know. But yeah, she's been caught. So if you're ever going to do an ultra marathon, don't cheat.
Don't get in the car.
Yeah, you're just going to either quit or finish it out the fair and square way.
Hudson, Nikki, The Riot on Radio U.
What outfit do you wear that seems to grab a lot of attention?
Attention?
Yeah.
I think sometimes...
It doesn't mean it looks good necessarily, but maybe that's why.
Sure.
But what do you wear that a lot of people seem to take note of?
Anytime I wear color.
That's true here, right?
Anytime.
Does that work? That probably doesn't work at like the grocery store, though.
No, then they don't know that I just normally wear like black clothes.
So do you have anything that like any shirt or something you notice that you go out wearing this and people seem to,
everybody asks
even if
about
they don't
it.
say something, you can see their eyes, you know that they're taking note of you in a different way.
Sometimes if you have like a certain sort of graphic tee and it's just a bit more design wise, then maybe they'll look to see like what is it supposed to say, or if it's in a different language, they'll try to figure it out. But normally I'm trying to have not people, like I don't want people to stare.
Yeah.
So I don't usually wear anything that's too much.
That's why you do all the black.
Yes,
with
pretty
nothing
much.
on it.
All the neutrals.
What about you, Isaiah? You seem like you want to command a lot of attention with your clothing when you go out.
Not
And
your
oddly
work
enough, I
clothes,
do.
Your weekend clothes.
Yeah.
Even though your work clothes or lack thereof also cause a lot of attention.
Yeah, I know. The yesterday, if you look back at the Worst of the Riot video podcast, I'm actually wearing the shirt that I get the most comments on.
Which one was
That's
it?
weird because I don't even remember.
You
what
don't
you
even
were
remember, but
wearing
I
at
think
all.
both of you have commented on it before. I have a crew neck on it. It says like the Simple Dad Company.
Okay.
And that one, and I got a comment on it yesterday. I get comments on that crew neck every single time I wear it because it has it says dad pretty big on it.
Yeah.
And everybody can usually tell by looking at me, I'm probably not a dad. And so whenever I'm wearing it, I've gotten comments on it when I've been on airplanes before, all over the place. They're always like, what does that say? Like, are you a dad? Is that what that's saying?
Like your doggy dad.
And so that's the one I get the most comments on.
That's it, huh?
The dad shirt.
Even though you ever think about just wearing that out then, like a night on the town?
Out on the town?
Yeah.
A dad shirt? I actually have worn it out before.
Okay,
Yeah.
honestly, Hudson, though, that'd probably get you more dates.
That's what I'm saying. I think
They'd
you
be
need
like, are
to
you a
try
dad?
it.
No, but I have my baby Jim, my boy.
No, I have to say, he's like, I hope to one day.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm sure
If I
that'll
meet the
go
right
over well.
gal.
Yeah, that's it. Are you it?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just something I was thinking about. Because for me, I think it's totally different for, I guess for Isaiah and I as guys, I don't know if there's anything we could wear that would make us look good enough to command attention. Do you think?
I've got this jacket that I get a lot of comments on.
Yeah, just makes you look so good.
Well, I brought
So
it in. I wore it in here one time, and you guys were like,
It's the Yellowstone looking one.
Yes,
yeah,
it is.
That's
It is. Yep.
That's it.
Like the one with the pattern on it, like the fleecy.
oh, that one
Sherpa
does get a lot of comments too. I have like a Sherpa one that gets a lot of comments because it's very unique looking.
Yeah.
And then I have like a bomber jacket one that's like tan with black on it. You remember when I wore that?
That's good looking.
You like that, do you?
I do.
That one gets a lot of comments.
Yours are always nice because it's like, which team are you wearing today? And your hat corresponds with your shirt.
I know,
So it's
and
very coordinated.
So much of the when I think about what gets me attention, and sometimes I think about what it must be like to be a woman and having guys come up to you and just talk to you, even though you don't care about anything, you're not interested at all. They just come up to you, and that's what happens to me sometimes with the clothes I wear.
I could totally see that. I was about to say that same thing.
Especially when it's old school, I wear a lot of Expo stuff.
Yeah.
And so then it's some 50-year-old dude that remembers when the Expos were good. And so it'd be Expos fan, huh? And I'll be like, I hardly remember him, but
you just wear it.
yeah, but I just think it's cool. And then I get a lot of conversations like that of people
Justin
that I wouldn't normally talk to in person.
Justin brought up a good point for band tees. We
That's
play
right.
War of Ages on our Battery channel, and he's got a War of Ages graphic tee that everybody asks about. So
Yeah, that's true.
it.
Anytime you see somebody out with a band that you listen to and it's not a popular, it's more obscure, that'll get a lot of attention too. Well, just something to think about.
When we're picking our clothes out for the
Yeah.
day. Do we
As
want-
you guys are getting dressed, getting ready for the day.
do you want attention?
Yeah.
Do you not want attention?
Yeah, I just want to wear what I want to wear. And sometimes that means people talk to me.
The words too expensive aren't in Nikki's vocabulary. This is The Riot. Radio U.
You guys seen this thing going around on TikTok? The trend of getting revenge on your ex with artificial grass.
I've not seen this one.
It's questionable of why people would do this, but apparently it all, as so many trends do, just started from one gal that just randomly, I guess she went to a company that sells artificial turf for your yard. And so she went on there and they will send you free samples. Mm-hmm. And so she requested a free sample, but to send it to her ex.
Yeah.
And got it to send to him. And then she showed him texting her asking, yo, did you send, because you're the only one with my address, did you send me artificial grass in the mail?
And then what does she respond?
And she just kind of lets it go. Why would I do that?
She said, who's this? That's the best.
Oh, that's
She
good.
said, who is this?
Excuse me, who's this? You don't have his number anymore.
Yeah. So then it's caught on and other people are doing it, and they're doing not just with the artificial grass, but they're also doing it with flooring as well.
Oh, that's great.
And so
What a weird thing.
Yeah. Do you think it's so getting revenge on your ex with artificial grass? Do we like it or not like it?
I think it's pretty harmless, but boy, if you were redoing something and they got the flooring spot on,
Yeah.
I think it'd be great. Send some flooring samples.
I could use some grass.
Yeah, you want some
I have
grass?
some spots
You're
that
gonna
I
have
could
to
fill in.
break a woman's heart then.
And then
Easy
make
enough.
sure you talk to her during the dating time of your real grass. That
Got it,
way
yes.
she's
Yeah.
not sending artificial stuff.
Oh, no, you could be, if you really want to set this up, you go on a date and whatever, you start talking to a gal, whatever. And the whole time you're like, Man, I hate this artificial turf. I just hate it. I see these yards getting turned into artificial turf.
It just makes me sick.
It grinds my gears. This is America where we have beautiful, luscious lawns. We don't go with artificial turf, and then you break up with her, and then boom.
What do I get in the mail?
You get a sample of artificial turf.
Sounds perfect.
Even though you could just request one of these
on your own.
But
That's
if you
true.
if you break up with enough people, you can eventually get enough for a whole yard.
I think that's fantastic. They say it's not uncommon to send things to ex's house when you're upset, but this is a new one. And the real winners are these artificial grass companies who are surprised at the support they're getting.
I think it makes some sense. The grass isn't always greener on the other side.
And they also
maybe that's what it
say,
is.
like snakes, like in the grass. Like you're just a snake. So,
Makes
they're
sense.
just doing it.
I don't. If I broke up with somebody, I would not think that much about it.
That's how I was
What
thinking.
does this
too.
grass signify that they're sending me? But
The one company said they were so confused because they had to send out over 2,000 samples of artificial grass. And like, why is this suddenly so popular?
yeah, and people are putting crazy names on them, of course, that they're supposed to be sent to. So, but it's a thing. It's a long-standing thing. There's even companies that are completely really about sending random stuff to your exes that usually is supposed to insult them in some way. But this is, what? The companies are taking it all in stride. These grass companies that think it's going to work out okay for them.
You'd think that they would be like, they're probably like upset, like, why are our sales not equating to how many free samples we're giving out? This doesn't make any sense.
Well, I think I'd like a hardwood floor sample, something like that. Maybe a nice vinyl. See what you send.
Well, go on the luxury flooring website
And see what,
and you can request a free sample.
what works.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
Apologize if I sound a little distracted right there. I was just filling out my claim to get my money from Facebook.
They're doing a lawsuit or something?
Yeah, they just had a settlement reached against them from a class action lawsuit. So Facebook now owes us as American Facebook users in total $725 million.
Which means we each get a dime.
We get something. And so if you go ahead and you can text the show at 8772-RADIO-U. We'll send you the link so that you can get what Facebook owes you.
But they're not saying yet what you might get?
Well, I can tell you how many Facebook users there are total.
In the U.S.? Mm-hmm. How many?
2.96 billion.
But not everybody will sign up for the claim.
No, nowhere close, right?
And most of it goes to the lawyers anyway.
Yeah.
It's never to the person wronged.
It's anybody in the United States who used Facebook within the last 16 years, between May 24th of 2007 and December 22nd of 2022. If you logged into Facebook one single time in the United States in that course of time, you are eligible for compensation.
Even if, like, a lot of people have deleted their Facebook, they just don't use it anymore.
Yep.
Even if you were a user during that time period, you can still get a settlement thing, and they want to know what payment service you prefer: PayPal, Venmo, prepaid MasterCard. That's how they'll be sending everything out.
And you can fill this out today. You do have to do it before August 25th of this year. But obviously, you're not going to be able to get your money until at least that time, but it will be some further time, much longer after that, when they finally process everything. But hey, you know what? They owe you. They owe me. I filled out my thing. The hardest part of it is deciding how I want them to pay me.
What did you go with? Prepaid MasterCard?
It was tough because check wasn't an option. And
why would you want to check?
Because it feels so good to get us something in the mail like that. It's just like,
73 cents. Thank goodness. Let me go cash this right now.
Yeah, you get this thing from, it's like, what? Because by the time that comes, you don't remember that you even filled this out.
They're not offering checks.
Yeah, they're not offering checks. So since they didn't offer that, then it was prepaid MasterCard. And I was like, well, if it was a meaningful amount of money, like it was over $20, then maybe, because I could get that same feeling of getting a thing in the mail I wasn't expecting and it's money. But it'll be hard to use like $3 on a prepaid MasterCard.
It'll be fine.
So I just went Zelle. is what I went with.
Great, give him access to. No, just teasing.
Yeah.
That's all your stuff.
To your privacy.
No fees on Zelle, though. So
That's all right.
that's a nice positive.
All right. Well, you shouldn't tell everybody though, because again, the more
That's
people
right.
that
I should
sign
keep this
up
to myself.
for the Facebook settlement, then the less everybody will get. So
Yeah.
they were not telling anybody how much you could possibly get.
It sounds like you guys are skeptical, so that's fine.
No, sometimes I
Just
just
more
hate
for me.
I hate filling these things out because you do feel like there's some sort of scam involved with the lawsuit.
You know what they're going to do? They're going to start emailing you things.
Yeah.
They're going to get your email in there, and then all of a sudden they're going to start emailing you.
No, they
and
got
it's-
your Zelle.
Yeah, they got your Zelle. They're going to send you text messages.
Oh, they're going to send me more money now?
Oh yeah,
They're going to
that's
send
it.
you text messages saying, "Oh yeah, look at our newest line that just came out of whatever it is."
All right, don't sign up. More money for me.
Yeah, you can live rich off what you get.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
I've got a epic death row final meal that is making headlines, even though I'm seeing that this took place a decade ago.
Oh, but people are just talking about it.
Yeah, I don't know why it's back in the news now, but I'm gonna spare you the details about too much about the reason the guy was on death row. I'll just let you know his nickname was the Butcher.
Okay, we'll just move on
Yeah.
from that. Let's just focus on the food.
But-
Makes sense why he's so good with food.
No.
He made the most of his last meal. All of the stuff in total that he ordered for his last meal, 29,000 calories.
They say they believe it to be the biggest death row meal of all time, but did he eat it all or was he just ordering to order?
It says what we know is that he'd eaten half of his last meal 90 minutes before his execution and tried a bit of everything that he had ordered, but nobody knows from there on did he finish it. It's not actually documented.
You have the whole list?
I've got the list, although it's a little confusing. 1, he got a Pizza Hut medium super supreme deep dish pizza.
All right.
That's mushrooms, onions, jalapeno peppers, and pepperoni. Then he also got a regular size pizza. I guess that's a large with 3 cheese, olive, bell peppers, tomatoes, garlic, and Italian sausage. That's 2 pizzas.
All right.
He also got.
I was just thinking how awful it'd be if you were, like Pizza Hut back then and they're like, oh, take one to the jail. You have no idea where it's going to.
One to the prison.
You don't even know.
Hope I get a good tip on this.
I know. You have no idea what it's involved in the last meal.
He also asked for 10 8-ounce packs of Parmesan cheese.
That's weird.
10 8-ounce packs of ranch dressing.
Well, we understand that one.
1 family-sized pack of Doritos nacho cheese.
Okay.
8-ounce jalapeno nacho cheese and 4 ounces of sliced jalapenos.
That's it, though? That doesn't seem
That's
like...
not that. No, that's not it.
That's not it. Okay.
Although that does seem like that would be a lot of calories just on its own. But with all that, he needs a side. He needs a side dish, of course. And so he also had a supersized order of McDonald's fries with extra ketchup and mayonnaise. Also 2 pints of strawberry ice cream and 2 large strawberry shakes and 2 20-ounce cherry Cokes.
That's a lot.
And that was his final meal.
Wow. It's weird how these things pop back up into stories.
Yeah. Why do you think, I guess my question is, what is the thought process into getting all of that when it's your last meal?
You probably think of everything that you want to try again. I mean, you've been in jail for a long time, so you haven't had any of those foods.
You go with Pizza Hut?
Well, this was back then. Maybe Pizza Hut was a bigger thing.
I don't think Pizza Hut is ever that good, though.
Well, it doesn't have to be good. He just liked it.
It's not about the best food. It's
Yeah.
about the comfort food.
Yeah, exactly.
You're about to die.
You just want what you used to remember having.
And why 29,000 calories, though?
That's
Because
just where
you want to enjoy everything. If
just
I
wanna
could
end
have
it
as
up.
much as I want, I'm going to get everything.
You ever,
if you felt sick later, it didn't matter.
That's
And
what
he
I was
didn't eat all
about to say.
29,000 either.
You ever think it's when it's Thanksgiving and you eat way too much and then you fall asleep and you're like, I feel so bloated or whatever. I wish I could get some relief. And his relief was
You didn't have to worry about it.
he didn't have to worry about it anymore.
Oh, that must be tough to work around.
Yeah.
Not for him, for everybody who had to work around what goes on with that.
That was my other question. What do you think they did with the leftovers?
Throw it away. You're
Threw
not
it all
eating
away.
his
You don't think any of the
food.
guards were like,
No.
well, you didn't even touch this pizza.
Nope.
So actually, I didn't have dinner planned for tomorrow. take this home and save it.
I hope that's not what happened. So thank you for bringing that up as an option. That's wrong.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on Radio U.
Now, did you see this wild? It was basically like an internal, virtual town hall meeting, but it's the clips from it are making the rounds. It's the CEO of a company called Clearlink, based out of Utah.
Oh, it was the one guy.
Yeah, this one guy.
If you're a CEO of a company, how about you just never do
shut up. Just shut up. Just don't say anything.
Every time they do some sort of like all members like meeting or something or a Zoom and they're the CEO, they just don't know how to not say something wrong.
They wind up looking like psychopaths.
Yeah.
That's what this guy absolutely does. The top clip is him. So the part of the reason they were having this is because they are now ending work from home for this company. They are forcing all the employees to now return to the office in person. And of course, a lot of employees not especially pleased about that. But he was praising one of the employees who sold the family dog because they would no longer be able to care for it. But he sold the dog so that he could come back to work.
Like he said that, oh, look, this person's amazing.
Yeah.
They did this. That made it seem like
He
they're
said,
more of a team player.
These are the sacrifices that are being made. Yeah, like you should sell your dog.
Don't let Jim hear this.
Yeah, right.
No way.
Dang, that'd be a tough choice if it was Zafira or Radio U.
What would you
What would I
choose?
choose?
Well, you would choose your dog and just bring her to work. Like any
You know
other
what?
place would.
If Radio U was making me make that choice, then I think they've made the choice for me.
They have. Exactly,
Yeah.
they have.
Well, again, anytime these CEOs of these companies, and we don't know these companies, but they just get on and they'll do some sort of meeting, and it really shows how out of touch they are.
That's what I was thinking.
And it wasn't just because you're a CEO. It just seems like as a human being,
Yeah.
they're very out of touch.
The dog thing, I don't even think is the worst thing that he says in here. He sounds unhinged as a guy. It sounds like he eats, sleeps, and breathes work, which is one thing. But when you're basically expecting everybody else to do that too, that's you're coming across as insane. The other thing that I think is probably more egregious is he basically was saying that you can't take care of children. You can't be a primary caregiver or a single mother
and
also meet your expectations at work, which maybe means your expectations are too high at work. If people can't, do normal things like have a family and also have a job, maybe this job is too crazy.
He accused people of quiet quitting. Apparently, back on April 3rd, an email went out for the entire company. They saying that people who lived within a 50-mile radius of the company's new headquarters would be required to come into the office 4 days a week with limited exceptions, starting a few days ago.
Dang, what a lunatic.
Well, I can only imagine his handlers are probably just like in the background, like, get him off. Stop it. It's getting worse. Stop doing it.
You want to get mad about people quiet quitting.
Oh.
I think you might have a lot of people actually quitting.
Yeah, you have a CEO who's not quite getting it.
Yeah, definitely not. Just shut up, man.
Your For You page would be a lot more fun if it had Hudson, Nikki, and Isaiah. Follow at Radio U Official on TikTok. The Riot. Radio U.
You ever hear somebody say something like, God's really testing me right now? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And usually, a lot of times I think they're joking about it. But sometimes people are serious. And I think that's kind of detrimental. Like the idea that Jesus would be watching your life and being like, you know what this guy needs? Some difficulty.
He needs more.
Yeah.
More horrible.
Why don't I challenge him? Why don't I give him some struggles to go through? Jesus doesn't do that. That's not how Jesus is, because Jesus loves you. Now, that doesn't mean the world isn't going to challenge you, and the world isn't going to throw difficulties and struggles your way. But that's why, that's going to happen whether you have a relationship with God or not. So if you have to deal with the struggles either way, why not have God involved? Why not have Jesus to lean on during those struggles? I just think it's crazy when people are like, yeah, this stuff that I'm going through, it's God testing me. Maybe that for some people, maybe that makes them feel better.
Well, I think some maybe you feel better if you have someone to blame for something with it, but that doesn't mean that that's true. Though a lot of people can have that.
I mean, some stuff is just random, but some stuff you do have people to blame. But it's not God. It's not Jesus doing that to you. Jesus is not going to put you through stuff. Jesus wants you to have a good life, and so that's why when the struggles that come along and from day to day and from time to time. Jesus is there for you to lean on, for him to shoulder that burden that you're dealing with. Jesus will help you out, and he's not throwing obstacles in your way, knocking chairs and desks over to try to make life more difficult for you. If you want some help with the struggles that you're going to face, start talking to God. Say, hey, Jesus, I need that. I want some help. I know you're not doing this to me, so I want you to help me out with it. And he totally will. If you want to know more, check out RadioU.com/free gift.
Hey, they're already eating anyways. Might as well do it on the show. The Riot with Nikki and Hudson. Radio U.
We have a guy who went ahead and stole about $340,000 of public money.
Now he was their fiscal officer.
That's what it says.
So it was from his own department, like his own office.
Yeah, apparently. This guy, his name is Cy Vierstra. He was using the town's debit and credit cards that he had access to.
Yeah.
And he was using them for his own stuff.
What was he buying? Then let's judge.
Yeah. Okay, he bought a hot tub.
Well,
multiple hot tubs.
Who could say no to a hot tub?
Drum set.
That's still fine.
He needs that.
Yeah.
A gazebo.
Sure.
Snow cone machine.
Well, the gazebo's for the hot tub.
That's right.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Keep everything out.
Snow cone machines are super popular now.
And you got to have one right next to the hot tub, right? Who doesn't love a hot tub snow cone? Owls.
Now we're getting weird.
And here's the great one. Wildebeest.
A wildebeest?
Yeah, you know the things that kill Mufasa and Lion King, spoiler alert?
I didn't know you could buy one of those or have it out,
Yeah.
Pretty cool animal, though, when I look at it on Google.
Yeah.
It looks pretty sweet.
That's probably why he bought it. He thought it was pretty cool. He's just doing a Google search. And he's I got this card.
Why not have it?
Yeah, why not use it?
It feels like he's one of those strange people that's just let's have a house that has everything.
Yeah.
But why not have a wildebeest?
I think once you are buying a wildebeest, you've stolen too much.
How expensive do you think? How much of the money was the wildebeest?
That's a good question.
Let me look this up.
$340,000 in total. How much could a wildebeest cost? I'm guessing $10K.
Not sure.
But then what is all the other money going to?
Let's see.
You can find a wildebeest for under $1,000.
Really?
No way.
Aw.
You didn't even need to steal the car to do that.
Sorry about that. Not a dead one.
Hang on. We weren't asking about
why would I want that? Why
In case you wanted to mount it on your wall.
For a trophy.
Yeah, a trophy.
We don't know. That's not what he did.
It could have been.
It could have been. How much for a lot? Can you type that in then? How much for a live wildebeest?
Cost alive.
These are all about having hunts for them, which cost $1,000 or $2,000. So it's kind of hard to find out what an actual live one would be. I'm not sure. It's all about how much it is to actually kill it.
It sounds like.
Which maybe he was going to do, but he had to put on his property.
We don't know yet. Well, I will tell you that a lot of what he was buying was stuff for his house, but it was also stuff for what they call his roadside zoo, which feels so dismissive, doesn't it? So insulting to him. But he has a place called or maybe had a place called the Union Ridge. Where did the title go? It's something like that. Union Ridge Animal Wildlife Refuge. That's what it was. And so he has a lot of exhibits there of different primates and whatever. And so he's also buying stuff for that in addition to all the stuff we covered. And that's probably, I guess, where the wildebeest might have gone. So
it looks like if you convert to U.S. dollars that you could, now it doesn't mean you can't have to pay shipping and stuff for them, but you could buy one for $192.
Oh, there you go.
But again, they're not here, so you'd have to ship it over.
They're not a very rare animal. It's kind of like an antelope.
That's cheaper than a dog.
I know. But you'd have to bring it over, and maybe when you buy one wildebeest, you buy several.
That's right. I think they
run in packs.
Yeah.
Well,
So it makes sense to be like buying a deer. You know, they're pretty easy to find, just not here in the U.S.
Yeah.
I don't think here we don't have to buy one. We just fence it in and keep it in.
Yeah,
It says generally peaceful animals. Sounds like a good pet. Unless they're in their breeding season, then they get a little bit more aggressive.
I'm also thinking if he's trying to like if like he bought the wildebeest to put in his wildlife center and he's trying to like drum up business, would the wildebeest really do that?
Maybe, if you haven't seen one.
That feels like money misspent.
He created fake invoices, billing slips, other fraudulent documents, 812 debit card transactions on an online auction site alone. He bought a drone. How old is this guy? A video game system, tricycles, telescopes, a dishwasher, and stuff for his facility. 2 snow owls from England, the wildebeest. Like, man, he was just buying anything
A tricycle.
he wanted.
Come on, man.
Come on.
When are you going to ride that thing?
The popcorn cart. He got everything. Outdoor grills, a projector screen. He bought kayaks.
Well, that makes sense.
He bought 5 hot tubs.
It sounds like he had the most happening place in Union Ridge.
He did.
It felt like you could go in his office and be like, hey, will you buy me a hot tub? And he would say yes.
Yeah, man. He was the man for a while. Not anymore.
No, he's got nothing
It's
now.
all come crashing down now.
The Riot with Hudson and Nikki on Radio U.
Because we got a question for you. It's National Lookalike Day.
It is.
It is. And so I think it's time to find out who we look alike.
Oh, for doppelgangers?
Yeah, who would our doppelganger? Who is this? I guess it would have to be a celebrity, unless you happen to know somebody that looks like one of us.
Don't you feel like that can be a sensitive subject? Like if you don't feel like the person
I
looks
promise I will not be insulted.
You're not going to be mad?
Yeah.
Have you ever
There's nothing you can do to hurt me.
Have you come across someone before? Like I met someone once. They're like, "Oh my gosh, you look just like my friend," and like then they go through this whole thing. They're convincing you like you're doppelgangers, and then she showed me a picture, and I was like, "I don't think that looks like me."
I've got
actually.
This is so good.
Can I be honest? I am always afraid if I see somebody that looks like somebody else,
You'll get it wrong.
I know that I never want to tell them about it if it's a woman, because I feel like I could, like, if you just, like, what if it's a woman that's like, just, you don't want to look like her.
Sure.
I think guys could handle it. I feel like women might be more likely to get insulted. And then 2, if it's any person that's not white, because I don't want to be, oh, you think
There
I
you
look like
go.
this other Asian person, racist. I don't want either of those things to happen. So
Smart thinking.
I never say it.
But
You can say anything about me. That's fine.
It's a delicate day.
Yeah.
Well,
but-
Isaiah, what do you think he
yeah,
looks
you
like?
got some?
I'll get one. You saying for Hudson?
Yeah, what do you think?
I've got a really good one for Hudson. I think this is accurate. You guys may not. I think he looks like Jace Robertson.
Jace Robertson?
Yes.
Who's that? Is that
Jace
from Duck
Robertson is
Dynasty?
from Duck Dynasty. And I think Hudson has very many photos.
How do you spell that?
Where they look similar. It's
That's not
J-A-S-E.
fair. That's just because he has a beard.
J-A-S-E Robertson. If you're driving in the
No.
car, don't Google it.
I don't know if face-wise that looks, but like
Come
beard-wise and
on.
hair-wise it does. And he
Come
always wears a
on.
hat.
Yep.
He's much older than I am.
I'm just saying, you guys share a lot of similar characteristics.
No.
Is he 53? Yes.
I don't look like every person with a beard that wears a hat.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
Apparently I
Because
do.
your main
No.
characteristics are beard, hat, long hair. This guy,
No.
beard, hat, long hair.
He looks like the singer Crowder. You always remind like Crowder with the beard.
If
when
I
you
had
went,
the glasses.
David Crowder?
yeah, when you went through your really long beard phase, you think you look like him.
Yeah, I can see that one, and I know because my brother does wear glasses, and he has a longer beard,
And he looks like
and
him?
longer hair than me, and we think he looks exactly like that guy. So yeah,
See, this is how you get offended because
But I'm not offended.
Isaiah feels like you look like a 53-year-old.
Yeah.
Hey, you say David Crowder is 51 years old, Nikki. Same
Well, he looks
deal.
great. He looks great.
Well, maybe it's just because older guys can grow beards to mask like how old they are.
Yeah, I'm not insulted. I just don't think I do look like Jace Robertson. But for anybody else, text in at 8772-RADIO-U, the Riot hotline, and let us know.
Don't do me. I'm too fragile.
I know another one that, because if we're just doing people that are bearded with long hair,
let's name more
we
people
could
with
just say
beards.
Jason Momoa if you would rather have a better comp.
Now we're talking.
Hudson's like, you know what? This doesn't sound so bad.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't he also in his 50s?
Yeah, well, you know what? But Jason Momoa kind of has a different feel of
I don't
50.
care how old he is.
Yeah.
You'll take it.
But our eyes are different colors, though.
Yeah.
Definitely different
Yeah.
colors.
It is National, it's Doppelganger Day. So if there is someone that you feel like someone looks like, feel free to text in at 8772-RADIO-U, and then we can look through and decide if we agree.
All right, we'll take text next, and I think we should all think about who we've gotten said that we look like before as well.
Sure.
Hudson and Isaiah seem like they know a lot about sports, yet somehow it's Nikki that always gets it right. The Riot, Radio U.
It is National Lookalike Day, and so we're trying to figure out who our lookalikes are. Who are I guess it would have to be celebrities that you think we look like. You can find our pictures because, we're on the radio. You might not have ever known what we
What do
look
we look like?
On the Radio U Riot Facebook page or YouTube channel or at Radio U Official on TikTok and Instagram. You can see us all there.
So Tim said for him, at least growing up, everybody said he looked like Napoleon Dynamite in middle school, and he
Does
hated
he?
it.
Did he send a picture with that? Or?
Oh, yeah, Tim, you need to send a picture.
Yeah, we'll be the judges of that.
So coming for Hudson's options.
Did I get a lot?
Hudson has a lot of beards and long hair. So I feel like the athlete section
Hey,
is where you
I'll
should be
take
going
it.
to. So Mark sent in that he said you might not like it, but it is number 93 center for the Rangers. His name is Mika. He is a Swedish hockey player, and I think he looks like you
I
do.
think he looks like you, too.
He does. So.
There's one photo where he looks just like you.
Hey, you know what? He's
You'll
really
take it?
good.
Yeah.
So, although it may be a little insulting, he's not the best looking guy.
No, he's
He's
fine.
not.
I think he looks fine.
He's all right. I don't
And-
know. But yeah, I can see it.
Everybody else, though, you're way younger. Everybody else, for all the other guys, were like in their 50s. This guy's only 30.
Yeah,
so
there we
you're
go.
still younger.
All right. Swedish hockey player. That's not bad.
Not too bad.
Yeah. Did anybody else? Or I have ones for you guys.
Let's see. I'm going through everybody, but I want to read them first before I just say it out loud. Let's see. Justin was saying when he was little, he was told he looked like the kid from that old Sixth Sense movie.
Haley
You remember?
Joel Osment.
That would be the one. Yeah.
I like the
I
one.
think a lot of kids look like Haley Joel Osment too.
I like the one that
No.
Davey sent in. He said, my wife has had waiters legitimately ask her if she is the actress that plays Deb from the show Dexter. And then he shot a side-by-side that actually looks like they do look very familiar.
That
They
means
look
that
very
Davey
similar.
gets it enough to where they have the side-by-side ready.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is spot on.
So, Isaiah, you ready for yours? The first one that jumped to mind.
Yes.
It's for me. Was disgraced Ohio State offensive coordinator Brian Hartline.
You think Brian Hartline?
He's
Brian
definitely
Hartline.
older than you, but Nikki, look at the third picture. The third picture that comes up.
No.
He looks just like Isaiah 10 years from
Interesting.
now.
No, I don't think
You think an
so.
older me, possibly?
Yeah.
My future.
You're
could look like.
definitely younger and younger than
I think
Brian Hartline.
I think he sculpts his beard similar.
Yeah. Is he like your style icon? Because you look very similar.
He copies after me.
But I feel
enough.
like we could pick any bachelor or sort of like from a dating show. When someone becomes
Bearded
a
guy.
celebrity from that, you would probably fit with that.
Yeah.
The ones that I have gotten in the past, two different ones. And I don't really see either of them, but these are ones that people have said. One of them is James Franco. Mm-hmm. He just has a beard and he has dark hair. So
Maybe, you know what? I think if you shave the beard off and had like a really light mustache,
yes.
maybe.
If I look kind of grungy,
Yeah.
then I a little dirtier, I would look like James Franco. And the other one, this is the one I've gotten the most. This has happened to me anytime that I've went on a trip. In the past year and a half, since I grew up my beard, I think it's only because of the beard, but in the past year and a half, I've gotten this probably like 4 or 5 times. Every time I'm on vacation in the summertime, I get Bad Bunny every single time. Every single time.
Because of the beard.
It's because he has a dark beard, and that's the
Yeah.
only reason why. And I don't know why every single time I went on vacation, and I'm always really tan in the summertime, but I always get Bad Bunny. I don't
That's
know
funny.
why.
Maybe if you get your ears pierced.
And if I looked wild.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny looks wild.
I just like that with you guys, it's all just about your beards.
It
That
is.
just
That's like
really
the main.
more is who you look like.
The
main characteristic.
The one I've gotten more than others is Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, I can see that.
Shia LaBeouf.
I consider a
During his
compliment.
good times, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I consider that. I'm fine looking like him.
Nene
Shia
says he always gets Will Smith. For Nene.
I can
Thank you,
see it.
Nene.
Yeah. All right.
I'm looking at Shia LaBeouf photos now.
Just to see if he looks like him.
I can see it.
Well, if
There's
anybody
this one
else-
right here. It looks a lot like you.
From the younger.
Okay.
No, this one, Nikki.
Yes.
He's got his long beard. I didn't even know he ever looked like that.
You just need some
Yeah.
more tattoos. And
You never seen the song about Shia LaBeouf? You gotta look that up.
So
I'll look it
today is, again, look-alike day. So that's, if you think you have a doppelganger, today's the day to figure out who it is.
Yeah, that's right. Nikki, what do you get normally?
I get a lot of times, they'll meet me and they'll be like, hey, you look like this person I listen to on the radio.
And you're like, no
And
way.
I'm like, guess what? I am her.
You're like, is she cute?
That's who I get the most. But outside of that, I don't know if I have a doppelganger.
Okay. All right.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
This is crazy. I feel like I guess we should have done You Be the Judge for this, because we have an Airbnb in Seoul, South Korea, or should I say in the Seoul, South Korea area. It was booked by a couple from China. They were going to stay there for 25 days. But when they arrived for their stay, they realized that the location of the Airbnb was out in the suburbs. It was too far away in their mind.
From the city center that they wanted to stay
Where
at.
they actually wanted to do stuff. So they tried to contact the Airbnb host and try to cancel and get a full refund. This is, they just arrived. Understandably, I think, maybe I'm giving away my side on this, but I'm not sure my side yet. But understandably, the host said, no, this is like you're coming here the day of and you're trying to cancel a 25-day reservation.
Booking?
You want a refund? No.
It's too much.
So instead, this couple went ahead and said, we'll show you. And over the course of that 25 days, used up 120 tons of water and ran up as much gas, electricity, and other utilities as they could to try to stick it to this Airbnb host.
So basically, they used, the couple did, there's two of them, enough water for 8 adults to use in 2 months, a ton of electricity, massive utility bills. They only stayed at the Airbnb, though, a few times. Otherwise, they were just traveling through South Korea. So they must have just left the water running.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And all the sinks and stuff. They were only at the villa for like 5 minutes every 3 or 4 days to just drop off stuff. And then they asked, the only other communication the Airbnb host had was they asked, are there any security cameras inside the place that are going on? Which the answer was no. And obviously, now that the bills are in for the utilities, this Airbnb owner tried to get Airbnb to pay for some of it or to file a claim, but you cannot do that because the utilities and stuff are on you.
It looks like he's claiming, the host is, that between all the bills and then additional miscellaneous expenses, he was out $1,570.
Yeah, $728 of that was the water bill.
Yeah.
The rest was just other utilities that they just left on.
Ouch.
That's a lot.
So what do we make of it?
Well, they can't reach the couple in China, so they can't get the money from them. They're gone. And that's a lot of money, but he would have lost out probably more money if he didn't have the 25-day booking.
Yeah,
That's right. That's
exactly.
definitely way more money than that. Yeah.
So he might just have to learn a lesson, which is the worst.
Just going to have to soak it, huh?
Yeah, probably. Oh,
Yeah.
soak it? No.
Yeah, you gotta soak
Don't
that
tell
one.
him
That's
that.
tough.
Charge it to the game.
Like, how are you going to show up the day of your booking and say, actually, I know that I booked this out for a month and that you won't be able to find anybody to fill it in,
Yeah.
but like, I'm canceling? Like, that's just crazy talk. That's a terrible
I mean,
couple.
maybe in an ideal world, especially if this guy knew it was coming, the host, maybe you just kind of negotiate and you're like, I'm not going to refund you the whole thing because that's outrageous, but a partial refund.
Well,
maybe everybody leaves a little, because he can still potentially rebook it.
Yeah, like maybe you have to pay for a week or two of it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like the first 2 weeks or something. And
That's
then
a lot of money.
But still, think about when you plan a trip. Like, it's not like you're booking the Airbnb the week of. Like, if you're getting an Airbnb, usually you're
Yeah, they
scheduling
booked
it
it well
out.
in advance.
Yeah, well in advance.
I mean, it's
So-
totally on them because they should have done their research and looked where it was.
Should have known.
Yeah, exactly. How do you not know how far away your Airbnb is from the city that you're going to? That's crazy.
Poor planning. They need AAA or something.
So he's out all that money. There's no way for him to get any of that. And they say that that's why there's a lot of times cameras in the main areas of your Airbnb when you go.
They ruin Airbnb for everybody else.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, Radio U.
There is a cat adoption ad that everybody is talking about in the cat world. Have you seen the I guess they call him Chonky, the Chonky cat? It's not just the ad, it's also the pictures of this cat, because the cat is 40.3 pounds.
Isn't it shocking to think a cat could get that big?
Which, yeah, it is crazy to picture and then to actually see. And it's crazy, too, because 40.3 pounds for so many dogs and humans isn't much at all. But for a cat, it's just unreal.
And he also just looks big, but like he's overweight.
Yeah, he's actually
Really?
overweight.
We don't like to just say that, but maybe he has been overfed. I mean,
Yeah.
he's not doing it, so.
Here's what the ad says. It says, did you wake up today and say, let's adopt the largest cat anyone has ever seen? If so, we have the cat for you. Meet Patches, all 40.3 pounds of him.
So you can adopt him?
Not anymore. Somebody got him already.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, it was a lady named Kay Ford. She's a retiree from Virginia.
Oh, she took him.
Yeah, she's already claimed him.
Now, imagine if you adopted, though. This would be a lot of pressure. You adopted a 40-pound cat,
Yeah.
and kind of everybody knew that you did. Mm-hmm. Everybody would be expecting you to get that cat down to a safer weight.
Which for his breed, they said is between 8 and 10 pounds. That's what they said the average
He's
weight is
gotta
for his
lose
breed.
75% of his body weight.
Oh,
Like,
you
how
wanna
is that even
say-
possible? Let's say he's a big one, though. Let's say he's a big
Let's
one.
say 20.
Let's
Just
see. I mean, if you can get him
Yeah.
20,
Yeah.
that's cutting his weight in half.
I mean, that's still a huge victory.
40 to 20, that's crazy.
But what if you couldn't? And everybody's like, hey, how's Patches doing? Like, you'd have to weigh in with your cat every week.
And you're getting a grumpy cat, too. Like, imagine if you get
'Cause
this
he's
cat,
losing weight.
he's
Yep.
just meeting you, and then you're not feeding him.
You're
like,
making
he
him
hates
exercise.
you right away.
You're forcing him to exercise, and yeah, you're giving him food he
You
probably
have
doesn't
no rapport.
like.
Like you haven't been the one that's fattened him up. Which obviously, if you were the one that fattened him up, he'd love you forever. You're the one. You have no rapport with him. You're the one that's just cutting him down. He meets you and he's like, well, oddly enough, my old owners used to give me whatever I want,
Yeah.
and this new guy, who I don't even know if I like yet, is not giving me any food.
Plus, I feel like it'd be very judgy because, like, you needed to send in your home info and about your commitment to help Patches get to a safe and healthy weight. So, say if you went in and you weren't maybe at an optimal weight as
Yes.
well, like they wouldn't even give you him. Like
Yeah.
you know they wouldn't.
Yeah, you got to have a clean track record of health
And be
there.
skinny.
Yeah, but and think about this too, because I thought, well, even if you have this 40-pound cat, that's gonna do huge numbers on Instagram, right? And it would do a lot of numbers, and a lot of people would just keep seeing the cat and be like, oh, that's cute, and that's just how he is. But anytime you do anything with a cat like that, there's also going to be a million people that are like, how could you let your cat get to this? Even
Yeah,
like you
40
didn't.
pounds is big.
Yeah, so that'd be a lot of backlash. But
So
still,
the
probably
lady-
a lot of do great numbers, though.
The lady who got him, I don't know if she'll do anything social media wise with him because she's really older and she's a retiree. And she said she knew she was in the position to help. She lives right next to the shelter. She's retired. She's home a lot. And this poor cat's probably like, please, can I just stay at 40 pounds?
Yeah.
But she's going to work with him to get him to a healthy and happy weight.
Maybe they
He's not losing weight.
He's not
Yeah,
losing
that's right.
I feel pretty confident.
He's just going to be happy and well fed.
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
through riot.radiou.com.